This vlog is a little bit different than my usual thing, but here I am, stuck in Peru with $100. But how did I end up in this situation? Well, we need to rewind a little bit. So, about 6 months ago, I started my journey in Latin America. Gracias, amigo. Gracias. I did this to make travel vlogs and make an album inspired by Latin American culture. As soon as I landed in Argentina, things went completely wrong. So I was talking to this girl, and the plan was to stay with her for 2 to 3 months, work on my album, get to know her area, do some vlogs in Cordoba, Argentina. But 3 days later, it all fell apart. I decided to go back to Buenos Aires. The apartment that I was gonna rent was a complete scam. Totally not. ¿Qué? He's interrupting my vlog. But the apartment was a complete scam. The elevator made an obnoxious noise, which would have made it impossible to record at. So I had to take my losses, find another apartment. The guy was totally not honest with me. I made it very clear from the start. I was like, hey, I'm recording music. It needs to be pretty chill, pretty quiet. Obviously, he just wanted my money. So, lesson learned. Tu nombre? Cristian. Cristian. Placer. If it seems like I'm able to talk about this situation with a sense of levity, it's because time is the ultimate healer. But I can guarantee you, I was very depressed. Let's cross the street, try not to die. A week later, I lost my debit card. So you can imagine, within 2-ish weeks, heartbroken, got scammed, lost my debit card. So it was a very emotionally intense time in my life, and I wondered if it was even worth it. Like, all these years I spent trying to save money to even have the right amount of money that I wanted. Then I thought I found a solution with staying with the girl. That went away, then I get scammed, then I lose my debit card. Awesome start, right? I didn't mention this, but at the start of my trip, my dad had a seizure. In some ways, this feels like it was foreshadowing to the bad things that already happened. Just 2 months later, my dad had a second seizure. If I'm being totally honest with you, at this point, it felt like I was selfish for staying in Latin America, working on my album, pursuing my project, chasing my dreams. I thought about going home, but for whatever reason, some emotional stir was like, no, don't. Just don't. Keep going. How's it going? Very good, yes. All right, quick intermission. ¿Cómo te llamas?
Jose.
Jose,
My
¿de
brother.
dónde eres?
Callao, Perú.
Callao, Chalaco, eres Chalaco.
Chalaco,
Soy
Nico.
Chalaco también. But initially, my dad was going to sell my car for me. Obviously, since he had his seizure, he couldn't do that the first time around. I was like, okay, I'll just keep not paying and I'll wait. Then he got his second seizure, got diagnosed with epilepsy, and eventually my car got repossessed. I was in Brazil at the time, and it just felt like the world was saying, what are you doing? Just go home. Money was really, really low, so I came to Peru to stay with friends and hopefully cut down on my expenses. That leads us to about a month ago, where I launched a Kickstarter, a crowdfunding site, to try and gather up funds to keep the journey going. I didn't reach the goal, which means I didn't receive any of the funds. Un gusto. ¿De dónde eres?
De la vuelta.
Viva Peru. Ciao.
Ay, chao.
Ciao. So, as you can imagine, probably, at this point, I felt defeated. It's the best word I have. Broke, all the bad stuff that had happened, and that was it. Social media wasn't really working out. I was pretty stagnant there. Vlogs were doing decent, but still, you know, I wasn't making money. So I was like, okay, now what? As a sort of impulse decision, I decided to release my song, Where This Road Goes. I wrote it like a month before the journey began, and I posted it on social media. I got lots of good words about it, so I was like, whatever, why not just put this out and see what happens. ¿Cómo estás? I went out to an area called Lima Norte, which is sort of stigmatized neighborhood, and got people's reactions to my music on the street. ¿Cómo estás? And it kind of just blew up on TikTok pretty randomly. Had I given up on all the times I thought about giving up, I would have never thought to release Where This Road Goes. I would have never gotten street reactions to the song. See.
Yeah.
And I don't know what she said to me. ¿Qué? At a parque. Should I go with them? I don't know if I should. ¿Qué pasa?
Antigüedad,
sí,
zona,
antigua.
mira, graba.
¿Cómo
Más
se
antiguo.
llama? ¿Cómo se llama?
Parque Galvez, pasaje Galvez.
Parque Galvez.
Sí, graba ahí.
Okay.
Tiene todo cuidado, yo te voy a ver,
Sí,
yo te voy a ver.
sí.
¿ya?
Gracias, amigo.
Graciosa,
Sí,
¿ya?
sí. Where was I going with this? Well, yes. I got around 300k-ish views between different people listening to my song Where This Road Goes. Had I chosen to give up, I would have never experienced this kind of success. Obviously, the money situation is still very weird, so I'm hoping that's where you come in. You could donate via PayPal, via Venmo, via Apple Pay, or pay by card. Any amount you want. $1, 50 cents, literally, I mean it. Whatever amount you want, it will help me greatly. So, my bone just cracked, sorry. And I hope this story was at least mildly inspiring, mildly interesting. Till next time, goodbye from this very random plaza. Peace.